Modern day dating sounds fun.
A relationship truly only works when a woman settles for a man that she considers mid.
That would be, of course, mid women settling for mid men.
I
Uh-huh.
used to talk so much about girls who settled, and now I hope to become one.
She
Yeah, that sounds about right. Also, yeah, she looks 40. Well, 35 to 40 ish, roughly. And she most likely doesn't have a boyfriend nor a husband. I'm not sure if that's good dating advice, honestly.
used to reach out of her league, and now she is aging, so she hopes to grab somebody on the way down.
Because when a woman does the opposite and falls in real love with someone she's attracted to and who's at her level, it's a disaster.
Here's where she gets
What?
confused.
Why?
Attracted to and
Yeah, there's I have questions.
at her level are not the same thing unless you're up here. It's a disaster
why?
because you're going out of your league and he doesn't really want you.
That's when the power dynamic and balance gets thrown off kilter because the man doesn't hold her on a pedestal.
Yes, we all know that putting her on a pedestal is the best way to get what you want. Women love men who are below them.
So she
That's absolutely not even remotely close to true. Okay, slight memes aside, okay, that's not even remotely true. Most women will absolutely hate weak-willed, weak men in general. Okay, if they feel that you're treating them like there's some kind of goddess and you allow them to walk all over you, it's probably not gonna last. Okay, buying stuff for women like a simp also is stupid. That doesn't last because women are innately programmed to be like, okay, he bought me something. Now she doesn't like you at all, but she's still gonna be really happy and to say thank you for the gift no matter what, even if she doesn't like you. And she's not gonna say, well, you have no chance, so stop giving me gifts. That's not gonna happen. So, if you're buying a woman expensive gifts for no reason like that, you're an idiot. It's not the woman's fault. You're just an idiot. Okay? But also in real life, hey, even if you are living on minimum wage and struggling, and you have a girlfriend that's equally stupid as you because only idiots stay on minimum wage because the life's just built so easy that no one should ever work on minimum wage for more than, I don't know, a couple of months if your situation is really desperate for some reason. But if you have a girlfriend who is also on minimum wage, she will love it when you buy her that small stick of gum once in a month still. Small things like that. Small things like that they think you care about them. And that's the easiest way to actually do it is just, buying small things for her. Paying for her Coca-Cola. Buying her ice cream. Getting her a coffee and things like that. It doesn't even have to be expensive. But if you do that, on average, women are going to absolutely love you for it.
never
Oh, basically simps. Yeah, sure, this happens.
has the upper hand.
Exactly, because this is what you do when you have the upper hand.
And that makes her feel crazy, delulu, out of control.
Yes,
I'm confused even more now.
I see why she's single. Yeah, I see where this is coming from, guys.
Michael
Probably.
Sartain told me yesterday that's called dread. I was on his podcast. I'm going places.
You know what's the best advice I honestly have ever heard in my life? Now, I was in the 7th grade, so I didn't understand it at the time really too well. But my English teacher said, well, it wasn't actually advice to men, it was advice to girls. She said, a man only needs to be better looking than a monkey. No one understand what that meant at the time. But now suddenly it makes a lot of sense. It suddenly makes a lot of sense.
Because what we're supposed to do as women is just being receptive.
So now she's mocking the idea of respecting the man that she chose, which is a pretty good idea as long as he treats you well.
Allow him to pursue us and chase us, even in a long-term relationship. If you're with
Does anyone take this seriously? I mean, everything here sounds awkward and wrong.
a man you're not even really that attracted to, you're gonna do that naturally. Because you don't give a
So if you're with a guy
I'm telling you, bro, like, you know, everybody at the beginning was like, oh, wow. You know, like, yeah, bro, like, you can see, isn't it nuts, man? It's like, you listen to, like, 30 seconds, she's already wound herself up to be like a fucking... Like, this is like somebody that, like, if they're having an argument with the cashier at a grocery store over a coupon, you don't want to make eye contact with them. Because if you do that, you'll aggro them. It's like,
I don't think anyone's gonna care.
just don't fucking look at them. Just
No, you're supposed to look at that disaster, because if someone's having an argument over a coupon in a grocery store, man, there's gonna be problems, okay? Also, what's wrong with America? Like, how stupid are you Americans, okay? Why can't you just create client cards for stores where you just swipe them and it automatically applies all the coupons for every store? Like, why do you need to... Why do you need some kind of printed out coupons and stuff like that? Like, how does that make sense?
nobody look at them. Don't look at them. They're gonna start.
On your level, he's gonna be chasing you all the time because you're not really attracted to him. Look how mad she is.
But if you're in love, you give so many f***s.
Yes, if you're in love, then you definitely do give a lot of those.
Oh my god.
These couples you know that have made it work and are together in our modern society have followed this formula.
What
Remember,
formula?
she's saying nothing wrong. She is spot on about how to solve the problem. It's just
Is that
from
right?
the female perspective.
Nice guy who the woman isn't attracted to and who she never considered being
my
with
God.
finally wore her the down until she said, ugh, fine, I guess. Because the
That's true.
attractive ones are putting me into a crazy, anxious cycle. And now that
Jesus Christ.
Why, that's true. That's true.
It's the man's fault that she's crazy. Yep, it's men are making her. She's not.
No. They're actually talking about the fact that there are some men that are gonna try for like literal months. And yes, some of you know the story of Tie Gap MILF, but you know that's not actively trying. That's literally writing to her a text every 2 months. Hey, wanna fuck? And then she says maybe no, or just no. But you know, maybe someday. Who knows?
Crazy.
There's a huge difference between that and because they're talking about the situation where a guy, there's like this woman, she maybe even has like a boyfriend already, and they're like constantly just being there, waiting for a shot, waiting for a chance. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Well, if it works, it's probably gonna implode because, I mean, she literally had no interest in you until the point where she got desperate because she couldn't find anyone else. And then you were there. It's sad, but it's true. That's how it works. They get tired, find no one. Okay, let's settle. Because there are some women, probably everyone has at least heard of them, who roughly are single for a couple of days after like a 3-year breakup or something like that. A 3-year relationship, and they're single for like 2 days, and bam, love at first sight yet again. And then it again happens for like 2 or 3 years, maybe 1 year, depends. And then breakup, and then it's like single for roughly 2 days, and again, love of the life. This was a thing in How I Met Your Mother. Anyone remember that show? Pretty funny. But yeah, there was that girl who does the same thing. It's like, okay, she breaks up with a 3-year-old boyfriend, and she's taken 5 minutes after instantaneously. Man, life's crazy.
Everybody's making her crazy. Don't fucking call me crazy. I'm not crazy. No, I'm not yelling.
woman
Classic.
is bored and sexually
Don't tell me to calm
unfulfilled,
down.
But she's secure. At least she has that. Emotional security. The most
my
important
God.
element for a woman to have to ensure success
Bro.
in a romantic partnership.
If you listen to women, they will
Ensure
tell you
success.
everything that I tell you.
I don't know about that. Also, one thing I have never heard anyone talk about is the fact that when you're finally with a woman, and she doesn't change boyfriends like laundry every like every 2 months and then finds a new one, dude. Okay, a woman needs to lie to herself to just give you a chance. A woman needs to triple, quadruple lie to herself to actually decide to be with you. But when they do, man, their standards become very, very low. Their standards for what you need to actually achieve in your life are super low. For example, the first date, I always have a tight-fitting purple shirt where I can get the sleeves up. It looks pretty good and whatnot, and decent pants. The second date is always something like this and sweatpants. Never had a problem, because again, one date is just pretty much all that they need to decide to give you a shot or not. So if they don't, well, they don't. But if they do, congratulations. The next date you can pretty much come homeless to it, because it's going to be probably fine.
All these women are only attracted to these men. And so these women have to choose between being used and discarded or being
I don't know about this, and I think it goes both ways. I don't even entirely agree with the hoe math here. I don't. I think that for a lot of guys, they do the same thing, is they don't want to settle for a girl like they're a 4, and they want to have a girl that's a 7.
Oh, that's true, obviously. I mean, this part of the table is a myth. The blue ones are guys and these are women. And this is like who guys look at. And you can see like 10s are looking at 4s. No, that doesn't happen. Maybe it happens on Tinder. When you see a fatty and you haven't masturbated today. But after, you masturbate, that's it. That's out. No 10 is actually giving a 4 a chance. No 9 is giving a 5 a chance even. No 8 is giving a 6. Well, maybe a 6, depends. There's a lot of factors that come in. But, the idea that a man is going to just, I mean, it's technically true that a man would even talk to a 3 if it approached him first. But still, you're not exactly gonna give someone who is disgusting, repulsive, and completely ugly, or 50 years below you, a chance. Maybe on Tinder when you have masturbated, but other than that, nah.
Or an 8, right? And they don't put any effort into their life. It's like, why do I not have a hot girl that goes to the gym every day? It's like, bitch, you've never been to the gym in your life. Like, go to the gym, do the same thing as them, and it's...
That's not true, okay? That's not true. The black pill is actually understanding that a woman, a man who is a 10 in a woman's eyes is just rich. Okay, that's the probably biggest black pill to swallow in this situation. Because, bruh, I know really hot women. I know a lot of them. And man, some of them have boyfriends, and their boyfriends are fat, out of shape, look like goddamn fucking Shrek in a bad day. And they absolutely love them. Why? Because they're rich and they constantly go to different places to travel. I mean, it sucks, but it's the truth. A man with money is gonna outweigh someone who goes to the gym every day and looks like a supermodel. If that guy doesn't have money, the money is gonna most likely outweigh all those options. Because the moment, going for coffee and going to Hawaii are completely different things. And that going to Hawaii sounds really good because a woman deserves it. For magical reasons, obviously. But, it is what it is.
It's like a lot of these girls put a lot of effort into their appearance. Like these OnlyFans girls, they're like working out all the time. Some of them have gotten surgery. They're spending tons of time trying to look a very specific way. And then you're not doing any of that, but you want somebody who is. I don't think that's very fair. I think that a lot of guys out there have just as unrealistic and disproportionate viewpoints as what do you call it, as women do. Remember that?
Well, technically true. But, you know, the difference here is women are gonna wait way longer to actually find someone who fits that unrealistic standard until they're finally disavowed 15 times in a row. A man's gonna actually, like, settle for something different than his supermodel everything, because everyone's ideal is a hot supermodel.
That one guy, and he says, oh, I'm not settling for a girl. I know my worth. I want a 78-pound cat girl, maid wife. And then everybody in the chat, whenever I read
Isn't 78 pounds fat in America, though?
this, was spamming based and me too. Yeah, they were all like, yeah, exactly. So I think that guys are the exact same way. Yeah, it's crazy.
To a degree, true.
Truly unfulfilled. There's the fun choice and the smart choice, and there's
Right.
nothing anyone can do about it because there's not enough of these men to go around. This is
Yeah,
one of the
duh.
main points that I'm making. Women here
But
need
what I
to
mean is, like, guys always think that, you know, they can do better, and then they break up with a girl, and then they try to date a more attractive girl. And I think at a certain point, whenever guys stop doing that, you know, they can actually pursue a real relationship. So I think that, like, that's why, you know, like, midlife crises happen, right? Where it's like some guy.
How often does a guy break up with a girl because he thinks he can do better? That's usually a woman thing.
You know, like, you know, abandons his wife or abandons his family, and then he goes and finds some random way younger girl for some reason, right? There's literally, like, a term.
Ah, okay, yeah, that's true. But that's a bit different. That is different.
For it. That's how common it is for guys. So yeah, girls are delusional or delulu. Sure, absolutely. But so are guys. I don't think this is really
Oh, stop trying to fucking white knight. It's like for every one guy who does it, there's 100 women who do it. Like, this is not even a real contest. Women win this one.
it's really a one gender thing. The reason why obviously you see it a lot with girls is that girls really have the power of selection, right? Because, like, a lot of guys can't really choose the girls that are interested in them, but the girls have a lot more control over the guys that are interested in them, right? That's basically it. So you hear a lot more of it from the girls, but the truth is that guys do the same thing.
stop believing that they are here because these guys are not going to marry
Well, everything has exceptions. Technically true, but is it actually even worth mentioning? No.
you. They're going to put you here, and then you're going to be sad. And when you come to these guys later in life, they're going to say, well, where the hell have you been for the last 20 years? And then everyone's sad. Again, this woman has the right idea.
That's
the
funny.
only thing she said wrong was that these guys were on her level. Your level is the guys who will put you on the pedestal.
Oh my god.
The hell is that?
That's a literal account called Ho Math. I don't really agree with a lot of this stuff. It's always in the frame of reference of, like, men are good and, like, women are bad. Almost all of the content
Hell nah.
online about relationships is made by people that don't have happy relationships. And it's like, if
Bro.
I'm going and I want to hear somebody, you know, like how to have a happy life or how to be healthy, well, I'm not going to talk to somebody who's a crackhead, am I? I'm going to talk to somebody who looks healthy. And a lot of these
I don't know, crackheads are pretty happy usually with their life choices.
people on the internet that are, like, giving all of this relationship advice don't have happy relationships. They don't have, you know, like,
You know what's the crazy part? Some actually do, and their advice is insane because turns out they're insane, and the person they're with is also just equally fucking bonkers.
families. They don't have, you know, a girlfriend that they care about, like, genuinely. It's just this, like, weird projection. Yeah, talk to grandparents that have been married 60 years. Yeah, and I think if you talk to people that have been married 60 years, none of them say shit like this. I think that there's a lot of guys that, you know, they don't really know how to act around other people. And so they have, you know, these, like, internet dads that they try to emulate the behavior
That's true.
for, and it just makes their life a lot harder. The brainwashing continues to affect society. Yeah. Everything's wrong with conservatives? Yeah, for sure. I mean, like, I don't want to argue with you. If you don't like conservatives, just don't date one or whatever. I don't really care. Doesn't really matter what your opinion is. But yeah, sure. I've been with my girlfriend 10 years. We don't say shit like that to each other. Exactly, yeah. Women tend to date up and men date down, is what she's saying. Is that women are the ones settling? Girls take away relationship advice from single, bad influence female friends. Oh, absolutely.
True.
It's actually a thoughtful piece. I don't want to believe he's correct, but as of right now, I think he might be. He is. After an 18-year marriage, I was exposed to the wonderful world of online dating for about a year. Are a wild bunch. You can taste the jaded bitterness in the profile. They're either playing the field for the last 1 to 2 decades and realize, oh shit, I want a family. Oh geez, I'm those things. I would get 10 to 20 matches a day.
That's a lot.
Maybe one a week. There would be a woman who has her shit together, is attractive, and be compatible with my lifestyle and look in the looks department. Meanwhile, almost daily, I have 200 plus women with guts, zero care about fitness, no real income, and or absolute dogs matching with me regularly, sliding into my Instagram, like 90% plus. You read some of their profiles and their demands are absolutely delusional, and you're left wondering how and why.
Well, yeah, online dating is a completely different beast, okay? Even fat girls like get 20 matches in a day, which is kind of questionable, but because every time I have used Tinder and I'm swiping and I accidentally swipe on a fat chick, it's a match. That saddens, honestly, me. Fat women shouldn't exist. But in any case, yeah, it's kind of disgusting. And yes, all of them have been fucked up in the head as much as I understand it. Because if there's one thing that works always, is the fact that fat women do actually start the conversation first. It's insane, okay? That is insane. They're desperate.
Got to this point. Jesus. I just, wow, what the fuck? The idea in concepts of marriage and dating is very different. The current societal issue doesn't look like it'll get better anytime soon. Everybody always likes to take issues like this and turn them into being like some massive societal thing.
Oh, it is a massive societal thing. That's why it's an issue. If it wasn't massive, then why do you think so many people are talking about it? Oh, it's 100% certainly massive. It is insane. Especially nowadays, because the big problem is Tinder is life. Okay? Tinder is without question life. Because let's face it, where do you go to actually meet people? Nowhere. I don't know where. The bars? Some of my friends are going to bars every fucking Friday. And some of them have been single for more than 5+ years because turns out you can't find women at the bar. Kind of crazy shit, huh? And I live in a country where there's 52% women versus 48% males or something like that, which makes it even more awkward. Okay? And without a bar, where do you actually even go? Nowhere. The people that I know that are married are either marrying people they knew from school or people that, unironically, their family have introduced to them in some way through a mutual friend or something like that. Like, not your typical Indian, you're gonna marry her, and you're gonna marry her. Very good. No, not that shit. But, it's like, oh, here's family, friends, and it's a get-together, and everyone's talking. Oh, look at that. They're both sing. Yeah. Those are the only things that seemingly work. Okay? Other than that, everything else seems to be a disaster. Everything else seems to be an absolute disaster. Time to literally just call every woman that I know from my school days and see what happens. It's really bad in a lot of... It's really, really bad in a lot of cases.
But I don't really agree with that. I think all you really need to do is find one person that's not crazy. It doesn't matter how society is. There's like a lot of people out there and you just find one person that's not crazy and it's not really a problem. That's the hard part. Well, if every single person you meet is crazy, maybe you're crazy. Maybe... maybe if every single other person that you run into, there's a problem with them, maybe you are the problem.
Could be, but I don't like taking dating advice from a guy whose only girlfriend was an OnlyFans model, who used him for clout to get herself into a career. And then she left him and instantaneously pretty much had a child with another man. Yeah, and he simped for like 3 years, constantly texting her, hoping that she's gonna come back to him. Yeah, I'm not sure how much I want to trust anything you say.
And tell right off, just some one-on-one, that person's not crazy. You're not a dating market, my dude? Well, I mean, for me, I mean, I don't know. I've never really had trouble, like, talking to girls or anything like that. I'm not really a big, I'm not really a big guy into that kind of stuff. But my perspective has always been treat women like people, and usually things will go...
And nothing happens. That's good advice. Treat women like people. But it doesn't work out for him for some reason. Well, good luck. I don't think there's some kind of miracle as a well, what's the expression here? An all size shoe that fits all or something like that. There's no advice that's gonna cover everyone. I mean, damn boy. My unironic advice for guys is, hey, slap her ass in public on the second date, and when you kiss her, do this. And that's usually the first or second date. But that doesn't work for everyone. Maybe she's gonna start screaming on the street because you do that. Works for me. And I'm not even joking, 100%. It has worked 100% of the times. And I'm not talking about one time. I'm talking about multiple times. Works for me like a charm. Every single time. Oh, don't do that. We're in public. Or, you just squeeze it. That's also the equivalent. Oh, no. Someone's gonna see. Don't. Bam. And the smile you get from that, it's insane. But again, probably not gonna work for a lot of you. Probably gonna open doors for some of you. Who knows?
Oh, well.
But if she starts yelling, please, 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 because you're ugly, it is what it is, boys.
Usually things will go well. Confidence, yes, girls like confidence. Well, they like somebody who cares about what they care about. So if you try to make an effort and care about the things that they care about, remember the things they tell you and follow up with them later, this means a lot for them. This is like a
Not the caring about things that they care about. That can easily be kind of ignored. Well, it can be fully ignored, but he's not actually giving advice. This is just basic human 101. Oh, if you want to be liked by anyone, it doesn't even matter at this point. Girl, man, woman, dog, animal, you just have to show a little bit of caring towards them. Hey, remember their names, maybe talk to them about stuff that they're interested in, and that's that kind of stuff. It's a general thing.
Reputation farming guide. This is like how to get exalted in like the fastest way possible. It's like min-maxing. Yeah, respecting women. Yes, it's very easy. And what if she's really hot? Then just be nice. And if you are nice, this is what I've learned, right? This is what I used to do. I used to talk to 10 girls at a time. And I would just be nice to every single one of them, and eventually one of them would make the relationship more romantic, then I would talk with her. That's what I would do.
Except it has never actually worked in real life for him. I mean, he's just blatantly lying about that. Anyway, but the idea of approaching 10 girls at a time kind of works. Even though when you're talking to 2, I think that's a hustle and kind of stupid and boring. But, anyway. Wow. Classic stuff. But, once a month it's good. It's fun to talk about this stuff or see what someone is blowing out of proportion. Anyway, this was Christopher Sid saying, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.